The first trial this morning, Scarlet Brew, Idle Times, and that's perfect. The green light's up and they're away and racing now. Slow to begin, that's perfect from the outside, and quick to get going is Scarlet Brew from the inside, and out winding up wide is That's Perfect, who's now pushing forward. After a bit of a slow beginning, That's Perfect now in search of the front running, and it's pulling its way to the front into that first turn from Scarlet Brew. And back at the rear will be Idle Times. So sort themselves out. That's Perfect now. Works itself to the front running as it works into the back straight for the first time from Scarlet Brew, who ends up with a nice trail on the leader's back. And Idle Times will settle back last about 3 runners. So they're into the back straight for the first time. Tempo's good up front, courtesy of That's Perfect, as it works down the back straight by a length over Scarlet Brew, and Idle Times patiently driven back at the rear of the field. So no change in the order now as they start to leave the back straight, work around that top turn, and it's That's Perfect in front by a length, Scarlet Brew, Idle Times back last. So they work around that top, working nicely out in front is That's Perfect with its head down by a length. On its back is Scarlet Brew, Idle Times are still back last about 3. So they work towards the home straight, 1200 metres left to travel for That's Perfect as it comes into the home straight with Scarlet Brew on its back. Idle Times are still back last about 3, so no change in the order. Tempo's been pretty good, bud, as they work down the home straight, and it's That's Perfect in front by a length. On its back is Scarlet Brew, still enjoys that good sit on the leader's back, and Idle Times is back last about 3. The winning post to circuit out, and it's That's Perfect in front. Just fighting a little bit with the driver, wants to go a little bit quicker there as it works around that bottom turn. Scarlet Brew on the leader's back, and Idle Times back last about 3. To the 800 metre mark they travel into the back final time. That's Perfect in front, still wants to go that little bit quicker and leads by a length over Scarlet Brew and Idle Times. Down the back they travel, they just start to lift the tempo up. That's Perfect in front by a length. Scarlet Brew just waiting on the back of the leaders, and then comes back third and last Idle Times. They work off the back and they work towards the 400 metre mark. That's Perfect in front. Scarlet Brew second, third Idle Times. So it's That's Perfect in front past the 400 metre mark, starting to wind up off its back. Scarlet Brew getting within about a half a length, just losing a little bit of ground there. Idle Times when the speed went on around the corner. That's Perfect in front, a half a length. Scarlet Brew, Idle Times back to the inside, but it's That's Perfect in front, trying to range up as Scarlet Brew, Idle Times 2 lengths away. That's Perfect in front, on the outside, Scarlet Brew digging deep. That's Perfect in front, and That's Perfect, gee, under a good hole too. Just casually goes over the line and scores by a half a length to Scarlet Brew, and they drew about 2 lengths clear of Idle Times back in third and last spot.